Hey guys, what's going on? What's up, Go? Okay. Sorry, I just recorded a video and yeah, so a little bit late today. I wanted to be here a little bit earlier, but I had to get that video out of my system. Um, is this real? It says real stocks. So I'm assuming I'm real stocks. Okie dokie. There you go, Nighthawk. All right, cool. All right, cool. All right, let's go check out some stocks today, guys. We've got a pretty flat market over the weekend, which is nice. I mean, that's really nice. There's no major gap down today. I'm super happy about that, to be quite honest with you. Friday, I was not super happy with Friday, um, turning us down basically for the prom here at the 200-day moving average, basically telling us no in front of all of our friends. It's kind of what I was thinking Friday was going to be. Maybe a really bad Monday. So far, that's not the case. Only down about a 0.25%, which is definitely manageable from what we've seen here recently. Um, So yeah, definitely manageable from right there. Let's go take a look at Investors Business Daily, look at some news, some pre-market movers, do our thing. All right. Why it's an important week for the stock market and the futures. Yeah, they should be flat this week. Absolutely. Um, what do we got? And what do we got here? How Apple growth stocks are holding up during correction. Let's see. Winning fund managers three-step approach. Oh, you know what? Let's go look at that. That's a pretty good article. That guy is definitely white. That's all I'm gonna say. It's the whitest of white people. Do do do. All right, what's your 1, 2, 3 approach? Buy stocks trading at a significant discount to our estimate of its intrinsic value. There's no one way to measure that. With some companies, we use discounted cash flow multiple. Blah blah blah. Second step is to invest in companies expected to grow per share value over time. Third step is to look for management teams that think and act like owners. That's always good actually. Management actually, believe it or not, is underrated. It's kind of hard to invest that way. Now, Investors Business Daily actually does really good with mutual funds. One of the best mutual funds. So you can take their word for it. They've actually their whole entire thesis is based around mutual funds. So he's with the Natixis U.S. Equity Opportunity Fund. There's his symbol. And if IBD says that they're good, then they're good. Over 10 years, funds 14.31 average returns off top 94% of its large cap blend. So pretty good. But barely beaten S&P 13.24. Even the best mutual fund managers have a hard time beating the S&P 500. That's why I like those index funds so well. Anyway, let's go check out. All right, I'm going to pull this over here. We're going to check out some pre-market movers. I didn't see really too much interesting on Investors Business except for that one. That one's a pretty good one. I do like that. Um, well, that one could be good too. See if they talk about how to read volatility. Oh, they're looking at Eli Lilly and Match.com. We've been looking at Match here a lot recently, and for good reason. It's holding up really well. It's above the 200-day. They do have earnings coming up though. Let's see what they have to say about trading options around earnings. I usually don't do this. This is not a strategy that I have because earnings really go either way. We've already seen with Apple, Amazon, Facebook, earnings are weird. Do strike prices, Eli Lilly. Yeah, but what do you? Okay, so yeah, I actually have read a little bit. Basically, what they talk about is trying to buy pretty close and trying not to exceed the premium. Ideally, should not exceed 4% of the underlying stock price at the time. Now, this is going to eliminate many, many growth stocks from buying opportunities because the premiums are much larger in many, many instances. I don't want to cover that too much. Um, Yes, in some cases, the first available out-of-the-money strike price will be too far away from the underlying stock to make sense. Yeah, basically. So what they're saying here is that if a stock's trading at $100 and you're looking, let's go ahead and look at Match. So if you're looking at $100, so they're $50, so that's pretty easy. So looking at $50, so if you're looking at something that's $2, which would be 65, is $65 too far away to make sense in buying that? Right there, maybe not, depending on the expiration date. Like, obviously, you have to expect it to get there by the expiration date. This one happens to be January. So can you expect this to be 65 by January? If earnings are good, maybe. That may happen. And so I guess that's kind of their strategy right there. All right, let's go take a look at some of those pre-market movers. Where's my pre-market movers? There we go. I keep adding stuff as I see it, and I never go through any of it. So we've got DataWatch Corporation with large volume. I'm looking for the large volume TVPT. Let's go take a look at those guys. How's your guys' weekend? What did you guys do this weekend? Anything fun? Or did you guys look at charts all weekend long? It's all charting all the time. I know for Nighthawk it is. Go probably as well. DWCH right there, up 34%. Chart isn't super intriguing. Let's see if that's on earnings. No, not even earnings yet. Maybe just some news. Okay, so they got bought out, it looks like. Altair Engineering to buy DataWatch. Okay, so that's a dead trade. TLGT, a really small cap name, only 100 shares have traded. BTAI, INFI. That's really stuck in a range there for a while. On the Nasdaq, Infinity, I'm not quite sure what. Oh, pharmaceuticals. Okay, PLAG. Recent IPO looks like. Planet Green Holdings, not sure what they do. TVPT, CRNT. That doesn't look horrible. Not a lot of volume after hours though. Dova at lows. MYO. ERYP. I don't like this exercise. This is garbage. Oh, that's actually not bad. I actually don't mind that chart pattern. Look at that, holding up pretty well above the 200-day moving average. JBG Smith Properties. I have no idea what you do. Filings, analyst, profile. Let's see what you do. A real estate company owns, manages high-quality mixed-use real estate in urban infill locations. It's a REIT. REITs are defensive plays. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, shoot, market's going to open in 8 minutes. What up, Eli? It's going pretty good, buddy. How you doing? Man, not too many people here today. I guess with the time shift, maybe. I don't know. Not too many people at all. 4 people. Lovely. So what do we got? We got going to be difficult to have a follow-through day today. Again, we're still looking for that follow-through day overall. Here's our recent low, 1, 2, 3, 4 days. So this could have been your first day for a follow-through day. Elevated volume. Price was just on the wrong side of that little hash right there. And today, with the elevated volume from Friday, it's going to be difficult, I think, to have a follow-through day today. I mean, without probably what would be a pretty big reaction in the market, I don't really think there's anything. I don't think there's a big chance of us getting big follow-through day today. Really saw nothing on that pre-market movers list. You know, let me go back to see if there's anything on the downside that's of notes. Children's Place down at 8%. That's a big retailer. We can look at that. Wow, Children's Place on the daily looking good, but gapping down 8% on what I'm assuming is earnings. I don't know that for a fact. Looks like no earnings, but just gapping down lower. 2 executive departures announced. Yeah, that's usually not a good thing. Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't mind that range, Eli. I would not mind that. That would kind of go in general with, I don't know, those recent throwbacks into highs that we had back here. They were all pretty V in terms of the bottom. I mean, our best case scenario is something like this where we go. I mean, we just kind of do this and we don't have a very definitive low. In terms of a V bottom. I mean, yeah, that would be the best case though. Range, that's our best case right now. But place gapping down isn't very good. Looks like they guided lower before earnings, which is never a good sign. Oh, reaffirms 3/4 EPS guidance. Okay. I saw 3Q EPS, and that usually means that they comparable retail sales up high single digits. So for some reason I don't know what they did, but they probably panicked with 2 executive departures and kind of pre-stated earnings ever so slightly right there in PLCE. SYA Cisco Corporation, this is a big food company if I'm not mistaken. They're down 7% to 65.68, gapping way down here. Mixed earnings. So we're seeing some negative reactions. Definitely some negative reactions. Some much larger names on the down list today than the up list today. Emmys is on the 5% down list today. Had a big day on Friday, so that's fine. What else? I don't know what else. We'll see in a few minutes, guys. We'll see what else in a few minutes it looks like. NASDAQ, no major indications. Look at the ES, which is the S&P. They're a little bit positive, which is fine. Still not doing anything crazy. What's on your radar, Eli? I don't really have anything on my radar. I'm just kind of watching for these follow-through days. Is everyone pretty much done trading until we get a follow-through day? I mean, that's the best place right now. I mean, we've had our high volume day. I took my position. I added a little bit down here just because I was scared out of my mind. And I'm like, oh, I think there was like 2 hours left in the day or an hour left in the day, and it stopped going lower, kind of reversed a little bit. So I added a little bit. We'll see if that proved to be good or not. And waiting for that follow-through day for any kind of a good signal. And I will say this, guys, if you haven't gone through a lot of corrections in the stock market, things shift quick. Like literally one day you're like, oh crap, it's going in, it's never coming back, and the next day you're like, oh, this looks really good. So I don't want to get too down in the dumps, but it does kind of, doesn't bode well right now, but that could change pretty much any day. Hello, James.
Can you print out a paper for me?
Do what?
Can you print out a paper for me?
Oh, you want a color? Yeah, I'll print you out a paper. All right, guys, market's opening in 2 minutes. I'm going to send out a coloring page. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Couple seconds before the market open. Apparently, my printer's not working for my kiddo. James said, "Hello back, Eli." Let's see what the market does. Let's see what happens on my screen here. See how we react. We've got.
Daddy,
Hey, what's up, Ethan? Good morning.
can I play Code Spark?
Whoa. Yeah. Yeah, you can.
Can we?
Hold on again. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Another kid walked up right on me as I was trying to talk to you guys. Darn kids. All right, so there we got, guys. We have the market open. Everything's super clear now. We know what to do. All right, market down 0.3%, or a third of a percent. Chesapeake Energy leading our board with 5%. Torch, EOG, which is oil. Eli Lilly up 3% today, which is interesting. And kind of a little trend line right there. Looks like it's selling off so far. Here's up 3%, bouncing off the 200-day, which is not bad, actually. Earnings are tomorrow after market. Doing pretty good right there. Well, Fang, RTBC, CLR. What's dying today? Another oil name. Oil's all over the place. Quad U actually not having a good day. Interesting action right there. We got Emmys, ARRS. Man, looks like me buying my modem from them didn't save them from stock destruction. Who would have thought? I thought I solved their financial problems by buying a modem. Race, Apple down. Ooh, Apple down 2.3% today. Now down over 0.5% on the NASDAQ. So we mentioned that Apple is probably going to be not really the defining factor, but an extremely important factor in the direction of this market on earnings. And I don't like this direction that Apple's taking right now. Now, obviously, Friday with earnings is pretty bad reaction. Someone mentioned Amazon. Yeah, Amazon dead cat bouncing on us a little bit. Right there, rising on low volume. There's the 200-day for Amazon. These charts look eerily similar, don't they? Amazon and the NASDAQ. Eerily similar. There's much more volume on Amazon. Now down 0.6%. So, yeah, very not likely for a follow-through day today. See what tomorrow brings. Have to see what happens at the close today. I mean, the market just opened, but I mean, no, it doesn't feel good having things down with you on the open, but they can reverse. We just have to wait and see if they do. But rising like this on low volume, even on the NASDAQ, all these green days were on lower volume consecutively even. And my pencil's not working there. So you can see those rising days were on lower volume as well. Yeah, definitely could have a full retracement of this, which would be quite significant, I think. And we'll just have to wait and see what it is. But Amazon moving lower throughout the day today. Apple, 2.69%. Hasn't sold off as much as most, especially Amazon. Amazon's already below the 200-day. And right there, Apple's like chilling up here. So if these guys start really diving on us, that's going to be bad. And Apple actually has a long way to go here, even until it hits this longer-term trend line. Let's see about Amazon. Okay, Amazon has a couple of trend lines down here as well. Look at that move right there. Not quite parabolic, but pretty dang close. Pretty dang close to a parabolic move there on Amazon. So a big pullback would be warranted, and maybe even a much larger base. We'll have to wait and see on that one. Let's take a look at some FANG stocks today. Netflix flat basically. Netflix is flat. We got Google, which is 0.5% in line with the indexes. We've got Microsoft, which is holding up really well at that 200-day moving average. Look at this thing on the weekly, man. This thing it's just been rocking. just been really, really moving. Only really one other time. I think this is the 40 week, if I'm not mistaken. 18. What? Okay, that's wrong. That shouldn't be there. Simple moving average. Okay, so this should be the 10 week, and then we should have the 40 week. This one works. Oh, come on, man. What's happening with you? You're killing me. I click on you and you don't do anything. This little bullshit like this upsets me. Okay. Back works. Okay, delete finally works. My goodness. Okay. So there's Microsoft. There's your 40 week. It's seldom come down to the 40 week, which is akin to the 200-day moving average. Very seldomly, but it does occur. These are decent areas to get these larger microcap. Actually, it was here for a day, and look at that, a very high volume day for the second highest volume day. Here's the first one right there, which is probably Quadruple Witching Friday or something, and then that day was looks like a week ago or so. Big support day off of the 200-day moving average. They ate up shares of Microsoft right there. Just ate it. So, looks like we're bouncing a little bit here. Apple down 2.2, was down 2.5 earlier. Tesla down 2.5% here. It's done, guys. Tesla's done. Sell everything. Nah, don't sell everything. Not at all. But, yeah, up here at the highs. I wonder what the... we're probably not going to... yeah, we can go to FinViz. I want to see what the short float is on Tesla. Still 26.69%. NASDAQ short float. See, I wonder when they report. Tesla Inc. Come on. It's actually lower than it's been in a while. 10:15 was the last time. 10:15, really? That's the last date you're going to give me for reporting a freaking month ago? How are you supposed to make... How are you supposed to get any... That's stupid. Short interest. Yep. 10:15. We don't get the end of 10? That was like 2 weeks ago, dude. No, I guess it was last week. You think it's just another bounce just to sell more? It could be, Eli. I mean, yeah, it definitely... I mean, Apple doesn't look very good. Apple is a key market participant, biggest market cap. Amazon, very similar feel to it in terms of dead cat bounce on this rising trend right there. So, yeah, I mean, failing at the 200-day there, failing at the 200-day on the NASDAQ, I mean, it's akin to continuation of the downtrend. That's really what it looks like. That's really what it looks like. Or I should say, lower. Here's the thing about markets is that there's always a buyer. There's always a buyer. And like I said, these markets can turn around at any time. It's the only thing though is this has behaved much differently than any correction we've had in the past couple of years. So let's go to the Qs. Let's go to weekly long term. Okay, so since the rise here, I hate to do log chart, but it's got a lot of price action on it, so I really probably should do a log chart on this one, but I don't like to do that. I don't know if I want to. No, get away. I don't know if I want to. All right, sorry guys, I gotta go through the studies again here, because they're wrong, and I gotta save it this time. All right, edit. Sorry about this. We gotta do it again. Oh, it worked that time. Well, at least that's good. Okay, now what I'm going to do is save my style. There we go. All right, we're saved. Okay, so first things first. Um, a 200-day moving average. We've only undercut the 200-day on a few number of occasions. Here, poked through it there. We did have a range over down here in 2015 into 2016. So we're due for definitely at least a longer correction than we have typically had in the past. Will this lead to a bear market? That's difficult to say at this stage in the game. That's why you pretty much wait for a follow-through day. Which is what we're doing, is we're waiting for a follow-through day. So is there a shorting opportunity up here? Maybe. There's probably a pretty good for a short up here at this stage of the game, filling at the 200-day. So reading Daniel's comment here. Lows will break for a lower low. So, yeah, he's looking at the weekly picture. I'm looking at the weekly right now, too, as a matter of fact. This is a weekly chart, Daniel. So, we have this crazy, this was a mini flash crash, if I'm not mistaken. And so you can see on the weekly, we broke the 200-day, tested the 200-day, came back and retested lows. Now, this is a very extreme reaction. I think this was a flash crash. I can Google flash crash 2015, maybe. Yeah, yep, they were flash crashes. Yep, August 24th. Yep, okay. Yeah, it was a flash crash. So, I will say retesting lows because you can't really count the flash crashes necessarily lows. And then it does undercut here, then we do finally go higher. But notice the time frame between here was like 6 months. It was like 6 months between here. We retested highs. Don't know if we retest highs. We've done that quite a bit, but we could. We could come back and retest highs. But you see that the failure here at the 200-day, we retest lows. We could do that again over here. So there's our failure at the 200-day. We could come back and retest lows this week or next week. Who knows? And then continue. And we also noted here we had 4 up days with 2 weeks of selling. And it may have been more than 2 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, basically 2 weeks of selling. So we had 4 up days here, maybe back into 2 weeks of selling. And, does that take us lower than this? It's difficult to say. A shakeout of this level would be warranted from just a larger term trading perspective. Now down about almost 1% on the index right there. Amazon down 2.5%. Apple down 2.7%. So taking out new lows again here this morning. So I didn't read Daniel's comment out loud. I usually do. So they will make lower high and lower lows. That's why I watch the weekly chart for a cleaner picture. We will see a bounce to make a lower high, and then the lows will break for a lower low. Yeah, the question is at what stage of the game, though, Daniel, do we? I mean, I was expecting a bounce by now, probably into the 50-day, but we've already failed at the 200-day. All right. Kids ran in here. But yeah, so Friday was a pretty definitive sell signal in terms of how it closed. And I was chatting to Eli after, I'm like, I wonder if we're going to have a really, really, really bad Monday with that close on Friday, because they rallied all throughout the week, sold it off on Friday on elevated volume, but they kept it up pretty close to the close. It wasn't down a tremendous amount, so it didn't really make too many headlines. And I was kind of worried about today. Still am a little worried. I mean, it's already dropped about 0.75% from where we opened, or at least on the futures. So a little worried about today. Don't know if we're going to do 4 or 5%, but we could. We could do another 4 or 5% today, or we could just walk it lower, in which case we don't have any other highs. Very similar to this situation. Yeah, the failure of the 200-day, like I said at the very start of the cast, is kind of like, you asking someone to the prom and them rejecting you in front of the cafeteria. That's kind of what that Friday felt a little bit to me like. So I think there is more downside in the cards. Whether you want to short it or not, or step aside, or however you want to handle that is up to you. But um, yeah, I don't like this failure of the 200-day. Here I was expecting a better test of the 50-day. We didn't even quite get close to the 50-day. And here we failed the 200-day with just a spike. So it's a pretty aggressive selling environment at this stage of the game. Absolutely. It's a very, 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 very dangerous market right here. We do look at bullish stuff. We do try to see what's moving. But with the market, I mean, like I said, pretty much not going to get a follow-through day today. Maybe tomorrow, but with Apple, and here's two gaps in a row on Apple to the downside. Let's go look at the last time we've seen two downside gaps in Apple. I mean, it's pretty infrequent. Here's one. There's a little one right there. Okay, so actually right there's two gaps in Apple. There's two gaps in Apple. Had a pretty bad reaction. Reversed pretty quickly, though. I'm assuming this would be akin to... This was April. This is the second drop we had. Was that April 20th? Okay, so there's 19th. There's the 20th. So that was probably mostly due to Apple right there. And actually over here, it's really funny. Apple got to the 200-day in both of these instances. We've yet to do that here. So I would assume Apple's at least going to get to that 200-day. That seems fairly certain at that stage of the game. Yeah, I guess Apple's a little more gappy than I thought it would normally be. Hold on a second, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, first day with the change, and I almost missed taking my kid to school. Wow, that was not good. Back up to 1%. So yeah, if you've got some, if you did take some TQQQ positions and you have cash left, maybe if we get a little bounce here or something, maybe a possibility to try doing some SQQQ as kind of a shorter term trade, maybe to kind of alleviate a little bit of the TQQQ losses. I haven't implemented that strategy yet. I probably should though. But I've been just trying to abstain from shorting. But that's a strategy you can take as well. If you're holding those TQs, then you can go ahead and short you some S to try to, like I said, limit the damage while you still maintain those positions. Because again, we can turn around at any time. I mean, really, it looks bad here, but nothing to say that Trump doesn't cancel the tariffs. I honestly doubt China's going to capitulate and give in. Highly doubt that. They said it's about honor, and I know Chinese people highly value their honor, so they're probably not going to give in just due to some tariffs. So we'll have to see, but yeah, I think that's really probably one of the main plays here would just be to short the index. It's in terms of that. If you want to play individual stock names, you're probably going to do a lot of gaps. Let's go through some of the talk stops, and I'm going to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. That's right, Eli. If you don't quit it, we will turn this car around. My dad voice is pretty well practiced at this stage of the game. Look at Nettie's down here. I know just talked about not really playing individual names, but Nettie's right there looking really good. Kind of have two lows pretty close to each other. Although it's funny, I was going through Bulkowski's website, and he said that the wider the double bottom, the better they perform. Pretty funny. So, the T-VIX, you know what, actually, I don't know about the T-VIX. Is this long the VIX? Is this like an ETF of the VIX? Triple the VIX? Oh, two times the VIX. Interesting. Yeah, 2 times VIX. Wow, that's pretty dope. Man, look at that volume. That's crazy. That's crazy volume. Man. Is there a short VIX? There's probably not a short VIX. It would just... I don't know how that would work. Check Slack. Oh. Yeah. Bear flagging out. So Eli just posted an hourly chart on Slack. So there's the NASDAQ, and there's a little bear flag. And it looks like we just broke said bear flag. So definitely does not bode well for price action at all. Go to the 15-minute. Oh, that's the overnight session too. Gotcha. Okay, that includes overnight. Yeah. I didn't know that included overnight. I'll have to keep that in mind on your charts. Yeah, it is a mini futures, so I guess it would have an overnight session on it. That's a pretty weak shoulder if you want to call that a head and shoulders. Yeah. Yeah. 8 minutes left in this bar, and look at the volume compared to that open downside slaughter. Oh, we see it selling off right there. Yeah, it does not bode well, ladies and gentlemen. Not boding very well for many things. And there's that 7,000 level rejection. We talked last week about 7,000 being a pretty key level, and it's been toying with it. Well, I don't know about a key level. It was just a line on the chart, really. But BHC, let's look at BHC. Yep, holding up pretty good. Earnings coming out tomorrow before the market. Yeah, SPY long. Well, if you're, as you know, those VIX have those visceral reactions. So if you got that T-VIX, I guess you could short it, right? You could short the T-VIX if you think we're gonna bounce right there. But yeah, it's interesting. What is volatility these days? Oh, you know what? I think 1983. Okay. VIX is at $19. It really hasn't seen $19 for quite a while. It's been stuck in the low teens, if not single digits. Let's go through some of these ones that are kind of bouncing on us. We got Signature Bank in New York there. Not looking too bad. WLL, Torch, Eli Lilly. We noted that at the top of the hour here. Holding its gap, which is pretty good. I wonder why that is. $11.6 before market. Okay, EOG is the oil name. Fang right there. Being chopped around. We talked about buying this towards these lows here the other day. I mean, that's a really big range trade right there. That'd be really nice. UVE having a big bounce up. Was holding up very nicely. Came tested the 200-day. Really got bought up. It closed up here towards the highs, guys. If you can't see that, closed right there. That was a really good one. Now it looks like it's trying to fill a gap coming up to the 10-day and the 50-day. CBM, MMNFF. This is a MJ name. Actually going back up towards highs pretty quick. 614, 757 is the high, so that's not bad. MVGS, Silica, Generac Generators, 3D Systems after getting his butt handed to it. We got 9, Kiwi, CLR, WDR, EC bouncing at the sitting on the 200-day on EC. That's a oil play right there. Ulta, wow, much strength in Ulta. We've noted this actually, that the strength in Ulta. This could be big. Yeah, this could be big. We'll see. Big down day, but they don't care. Just went right back up. Ulta, ultimate strength right there. That looks great. That's probably one of the best charts. IBD's been talking about them a lot lately due to their strength. MDC, MPLC. All right, guys, I got to run. I got to take my other one to preschool / daycare / get out of my hair so I can do stuff with the day. Market's bouncing back a little bit. Volume not very elevated, so we'll see how that plays out. Regeneron, what's that? Whoa, CME Group. What? CME Group. Holy crap. Look at that volume right there. Looks like some topping. Those are definitely some stalling days right there. That day and that day. Definitely some stalling up here, but taking out those recent highs. I don't know. I'm not sure what the play is right there, but it's pretty extended past any kind of good entry point, it looks like. INSG, breaking a trend line right there could be good. Fizz, way down. Tho, Toll Brothers, stuck in a major downtrend here. Kind of looks like crypto in the fact that you have to omit the wick there to get a good looking trend line. BLFS, supportive of the 200-day. Sky, Huya, still maintaining that downtrend. Nothing doing quite yet, although Huya with some elevated volume throughout this level. That could be healthy. Earnings are coming up. Maybe one of those options plays if you did want to get into Huya. I would make it a small position, though. It's a China play. China's are really weird right now. So, all right, guys, gone through the top ones. I got to run. Didn't realize how late it was. Like I said, almost missed taking my other kid to school. Thankfully, the wife was on point today. But yeah, be careful up here, guys. It is a dangerous market. Again, also, we can turn around at any given moment. The second something looks weak, you can just as easily turn around and go, oh crap, we're going up. The second those institutions put billions to work, guys, it can rock around. That's why we talked about that high volume down day. We knew there could be lower action. We're in lower action. It is what it is. So anyway, if you do have those long TQs, like I said, if you want to hedge it with some SQQQ, you can do that. I don't mind that so much, but I don't know if I'd be blanket short the market. So anyway, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one.